The challenge is simple. Make it to 3 epic events on the Chesapeake Bay, all in one weekend, on a brand new boat. Stop 1, Rock Hall for the Pirates and Wenches weekend. Then rush to Annapolis for the charity dinner, and finally St. Michael's for extreme boat docking. I was always going to attend one of these events in the Bay because they're awesome, but making it to all 3 is hard, like really hard. Doing it by car means driving over the Chesapeake Bay Bridge like 4 times in traffic. They're doing construction. Do not like traffic. Ew. Obviously, it's better to go by water. Going by water cuts down on the miles massively, but it still has to be the right boat. All sailboats are out, too slow. It's gotta be a power boat for speed, but it also has to have a cabin because I need to sleep aboard. However, even if it has a cabin, it can't be too big because dockage is at a premium at these events. That's why I wanted the NAVAN C30. She's 33 feet overall with a cruising speed over 40 knots. She has a full cabin and a wet head. She's even got refrigerators, 2 wet bars, and a grill. I'm not gonna grill. At 30 feet, she fits at these events, but is big enough to have a decent sized cabin. So the dream is in place. I just need to get the boat. And to do that, I have to convince some folk. Hi, Ryan. Yeah, how's it going? Oh, good. I have a really big favor to ask. Could I pretty please borrow the NAVAN for a weekend? Yeah. Yes, of course. And yes, thank you so much. The Brunswick Corporation was already on board. That's the parent company who owns NAVAN and Sea Ray and Boston Whaler. So this is a brand new brand in their lineup, which means they need influencers like this one right here to talk to you about what's cool and different. The NAVAN S30 debuted in Cannes, and I was there and got to take her out in some pretty nasty chop, but had an absolute ball doing it. If we got some chop in the Chesapeake Bay, I'd want to go with the C30 because I want more enclosed cabin space and more air conditioning. So Brunswick's into my pitch. If you want to see my initial thoughts about the NAVAN brand, go check out boattest.com. I'll link it somewhere below. And yes, it's the S30, not the C30. The particular boat that I was ogling is owned by Chesapeake Yacht Center. They're a dealer for NAVAN. They also happen to be one of my favorite dealers to work with. I'm gonna give them some extra love here because as a captain, I know that when I step on one of their boats, she's gonna be in good shape because they do all of their in-house maintenance. So they're one of the few people that when they call and it's one of their clients, I'll say yes without even having seen the boat because I know that it'll be in good shape. They said yes, and now I just have to wait for the weekend. I really should go back to bed, but it's like waiting for Christmas. The red weekend. Yes. Eventually I forced myself to get some more rest. And then Saturday morning, Baltimore. Yes, I know I've overpacked. There's costume changes. Well, oh.
What's up?
Don't have a cup holder.
No. Well, you got one.
I must concentrate on action dark.
You got a joystick?
Do you have a joystick? The joystick is cheating. This is a 30-foot boat, and I can rotate in place right here. Oh, I love the joystick.
I find that a lot of old salts tend to look down on it as though it's some newfangled, you know, I don't like it, I don't trust it. However,
my engines move independently of each other. You can't do that with the sticks and the wheel.
Yeah.
Oh, do I have Skyhook on this?
I believe so.
Oh my God, I have Skyhook. Oh, this is cheating.
I think old salts don't like it because it kind of makes them not special.
Takes all the drama out of it.
Well, they're not, yeah, no one's impressed with your incredible docking job anymore. Anyone can do that. A kid with enough video game experience can do it, you know? And I don't like video games.
First up, Rock Hall for Pirates and Wenches weekend. The trip to Rock Hall under normal circumstances in a car takes 2 hours from Baltimore. In the NAVAN, we did it in under 40 minutes, and that was with a lot of flying the drone and doing some twirls around the harbor. It's pretty good. We probably could have done it in 20 minutes if I really put the hammer down. It's a whole weekend of pirates, grog, fun, and you stick out if you're not dressed as a pirate. So we gotta get changed. Okay, I'm piratey now. I'm having a bit of a weird hair situation though. I got this. Rock Hall Pirates and Wenches weekend is pretty epic, and we're only going to be here for a little while. Yar. Hello. How's it going? We still need to get fuel and get to Annapolis.
Are you looking at me?
Yeah.
Oh. I'm going to have to leave a message. I'll get back to you later. I'm not here right now.
Yar. Rock Hall was a blast, but we still needed to get fuel since we only left Baltimore with 1/3 of a tank. Let's see how much that cost.
All right.
Oh, that's nice. So I could sit and fuel?
Yeah.
You could
We'll go off the truck. You know what truck?
Okay. So far, I'm not scared. Not bad. All fueled up, we rushed to Annapolis under the Chesapeake Bay Bridge. Then we docked up at Annapolis City Marina and got ready for our fancy charity dinner. Made it to Annapolis. I have very limited time to get ready and make it to the Thomas Point Shoals Lighthouse event at 6 o'clock. I'm gonna try to use this little head to get ready. Wish me luck. I already got a beverage though. The Thomas Point Light 150th anniversary charity dinner was a pretty fancy event, and I don't do well at fancy events. It was a lot of fun seeing some of my absolute favorite people from around the Bay, plus open bar. After the party, we strolled around Annapolis and then went to bed aboard. That is a seriously firm bed, and I did wake up pretty stiff. If you had one of these boats, I recommend maybe putting that egg crate stuff down, or I don't know, bringing a bunch of squishy pillows to stuff around you. Something's gotta change. Some coffee and a little deck stretching, and I was ready to cruise. Want to hit Ego Alley. Under normal circumstances, most boats, we would have had to already leave in order to make it by 10 a.m. This boat is different. So we leisurely pulled out of our slip, and I made for Ego Alley. But first, I met a fan. Ahoy!
You're gonna get everywhere this weekend. Is this the boat?
This is her. Isn't she cool?
Beautiful.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Well, yeah, hi.
Nice touch, too.
Well, I'm cheating. There's a joystick.
I was wondering. Have fun.
Thank you so much.
You got a great day for it.
Seriously, always say hi to me. I absolutely love it. Ego Alley in Annapolis is a tight stretch of water where you can cruise right up to town, show off your boat. So I did just that. One lap, down and back, and it was time to leave Annapolis. Last stop, St. Michael's for Waterman's Appreciation Day. headed to St. Michael's for the extreme boat docking. Pew, pew, pom, pom, pom. Rum, rum, rum. Boom. It's pretty epic. Watermen, the guys who fish, crab, clam, oyster, take their workboat, throw in a different transmission, slam that throttle down, whip it around in front of a crowd, and back it as hard as they can into some pilings, and then throw hula hoops tied to lines because leashing an actual line would slow them down, and somebody times them. It's an insane sport, and it's epic. So epic. Initially, we docked up at the Maritime Museum so I could get a snack and look around. I ate some bacon. I'm getting in the bacon line. Sorry. Ultimately, I wanted a different view, so we took the NAVAN back off the dock and went and anchored out with the other hundreds of boats that were there to watch the event. We found a spot to anchor in the crowd, and I threw the drone up so that I could get some very fancy shots of the NAVAN C30 and her bow shade. Ooh. Oh, and the docking. Between me and my husband, putting up the shade and anchoring and coming and going from docks really wasn't that hard. It's a very manageable boat size for 2 people. I could definitely do it by myself, but carrying poles around and tossing lines might have been a little tricky on my own. Though those side doors are very open, so I guess I might not have had a tough time, but I would have because I'm filming and docking and flying a drone, and so maybe this wasn't a good test of that. Maybe I have to bring an actual videographer next time. The best part of being on anchor, though, was getting away from the crowds, even though we were in a crowded anchorage. One of the coolest parts of this boat at anchor is that it has a lithium battery bank that can run the air conditioner. They say they can run it for up to 8 hours. We were only out there for a couple hours, and we used up about 10% of the battery. I probably could have tested it some more, but I was told I should get back on shore for a special treat. So I snatched the drone and we headed back to land. I got to do a docking run on Big Worm. She's actually too big to fit in the starting slip, so it wasn't a legit run, but it was really fun. And qualified captain was there. Hi, Aaron. I got to smear some sunscreen on him because he forgot, because it was just too exciting of an event. It was his first rodeo. I love the Chesapeake Bay. Happy and adrenaline out, we headed back to Baltimore through the Narrows. Kent Narrows has a cute little bridge. We made it back to Baltimore. Yeah, she's a little industrial. She's not a cute port town. But she's got deep water. And a very important historical site, especially for boats. That over there is Fort McHenry. Yes, the Fort McHenry, and our flag was still there. He wrote that while he was on a boat. It was an epic weekend. And the cruise home was lovely. Okay, for the love of Poseidon, please, please, please like, comment, share this with people. I have a sickness that I need to talk about boats and nerd out about them with you. And I can't do that if people don't pay attention to this. So please help me out. Do the button things, because that's the only way I'm gonna get to keep doing this. Go subscribe to my podcast. It's the Funny Boat Podcast. I do it with a boat broker. We're very honest about boats and boating over there. And none of it is sponsored yet. Oh man, it was so cool. Let's do it again. I love you.